Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So today we are going to make Margo a fold out samples book. Now I don't really know what I'm doing here, I'm just winging it basically. So, you know, if you've got an idea and, you know, it's kind of in your head and then you think, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to make. But I've kind of got, like I say, kind of got an idea of what I want to do. And I'm just going to take you along with me because, you know, why not? Let's all get on the bus to Crazy Town. So what I'd like it to be is like a 3-fold thing that has samples in it, and I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do for the samples part of it, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. So let me get my score. Oh, I found it to hand straight away. I want it to fold into 3. So in order to fold it into 3, Dave, you need to know how wide it is. So that's a very good idea, Dave. Well done, clever boy. Well done. It is A3, so it should be the standard. Oh, sorry, just whacked the camera with my ruler. Should be a standard width. Sorry, length, but I don't know that off the top of my head. I knew it was 40 something, but I didn't know what it was. So that's a lid for a pen, which is not a pen though, Dave. So I need a piece of paper. Where's paper? Paper. Get a piece of paper. So let's go there. There's 40. Oh, where's that mark now? I've just made a mark on it. Where's the mark then? What? What? Oh dear, sorry about this. Bear with. There we go. But that's better. I'm alright to see that. So 42 centimeters. 42. So if it's 42, I want a little bit of an overhang, so I'll go 2. So half of 40 is 20. So I go 20 and make it. Don't need to do that, do it, Dave. I've got a scoreboard here, and I'll flip it over. If I flip it over, we don't need that. Need that. So if I score it at 20, which way round do I want to do this? Which way do I want is it? Like, yeah, that's fine. I want that to be on the inside. So this is going to be the outside, yes, because this is a valley and it will become a mountain. So the valley fold, flip it over, and then it becomes a mountain fold. Yeah, that's right. So now what I want to do is I want to fold another bit there, and what I'll do is I'll glue another leaf onto it so it folds again. So you know, like those brochures that you get through, that's the kind of effect I want. Oh, actually, I was thinking I really could do with a gusset. So it could do with it. I beg your pardon. I could do with a gusset. Oh, you heard me. Stop making your own jokes. Stop laughing in the back, you. Although I don't want it as far apart as half a centimetre. So I'm going to put another gusset in. I'm going to put another fold in. Dave, get a grip. Here, it's got to be on this bit. So yeah, so there, because this is the longer piece. So I'm going to put that there, and I think it there, just because I'm going to put some bulk in this, and I don't want it to go out of shape because of the bulkiness, and I don't want it to be gapy. So everybody likes a gapy gusset. So and you're on your own if you do. So I'm just going to put that kind of there. I'd love to be able to tell you what I'm doing, but my ability to speak is completely compromised these days because of like having whatever that horrible thing was. Well, my strep A, which is what we believe it was. Since having that, it's kind of thrown me out a bit. So now I need to have it doesn't matter that I'm not, because I'm not measuring, so I'm not, don't have to be back on the centimetre side. What I want is I need another fold. Again, one close to it. I'm just gonna, hang on, Dave. You have to kind of get it square, don't you, first? So one close to that edge, yeah, and then one again a bit further over. Again, so we've got that kind of space allowance. Although I've just done that the wrong way round. I should have done it on the other side. Never the mind. We'll just fold it like this. I thought, what? Why can I hear a dolphin? But it's not a dolphin, David. It's you dragging the thing across the thing. That thing. Yeah, alright. So we're just going to fold these over onto this. Just find it when you've got two folds that are quite close to each other, to fold them round a ruler, because then that means then you can get both of the folds and you don't just get the one then. That'll do. It's fine. It'll be reet. Although it does feel like there's only one fold there. Maybe I have to put another one in. Maybe one there. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. And then get my ruler back in. I'll sit that there. So I've got a question to ask you. Why are you watching? No, I've got a question to ask you. What would you like to see for the 500th video? So I'm currently sitting at 464. I think actually 465. I think the last video I think was 465th. I'd like to know what you'd like to see for the next video. So this is what it's going to be. Is that folds in like that, and then this bit folds round. So we're going to put a bit on here. So that's what this is for. Put another piece on. So, and I'm going to put the seam on the outside because we're going to cover the whole thing. So, I just need now to cut this down to the same size. So this is 20, isn't it? That's what I certainly said it was previously. It is. So we need to cut that down to 20 centimetres. So, yeah, so what would you like to see? So it's going to be a case of, there's got a couple of factors involved in this. So is it possible? So like, you know, you'd like to see me walk on the moon is not possible. So I'm just hang on, just going to find my trimmer. Back in a second. Momentarily lost my trimmer and my marbles, but I've never found my marbles, but I did find the trimmer. So yeah, so what would you like to see for the 500 episode or video? Bearing in mind it's got to be plausible, so you know, no asking me to walk on the moon, because that's not going to happen, because I can't. No, like asking me to juggle fire or spin cats or anything like that, because that's not going to happen. But you know, other than that, anything can happen. Sorry, I'm marking this on still out of the thing. I'm marking this on the 20 line mark because that's in inches, and this is a centimetre measurement that I want. I think I'm going to put another mark down here, otherwise if that's wonky, it will cut it wonky. Let's put that down there. Yeah, so it's got to be plausible and realistic and doable. But other than that, what do you want to see? Do you want to see something special, or do you want to see a remake of something I've done in the past? Or so it's the other thing is it's got to be a single episode, so it can't be, you know, making a junk journal, because that's over a course of several videos, I could, make a cover, or I could sew a journal or whatever. But I can't, it's not plausible to be able to make a video in an hour, and make a journal in an hour. I can make a video in an hour. That's not a problem. So what would you like to see, basically? So you tell me. It's over to you guys now. So I will also be doing some special events around the 500th video. I'll probably be doing an event on my Etsy to celebrate 500 videos, and I'll probably do something else, I don't know yet. Having a rest maybe after 500 videos. Maybe resting my voice might be a good idea. So yeah, up to you now. So let's use this. So let's use this. If I've put the pin in far enough. Did I put the pin in far enough for it to actually come out, Dave? Oh, I did. There we go. So like I said, I'm going to put this join is going to be on the outside. And the reason for that is we're going to cover it. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to completely make it first, and then we'll cover it. So yeah, 500 videos, like, wow, that's a lot of videos. There's people out there with thousands of subscribers that don't have 500 videos. So I'm a prolific maker of things. So if you want to know how to make something, it's bound to be on my channel. And if I haven't already made it, then maybe that's the thing you want to see me make. Maybe you want to see me make something that I haven't already done. And if so, you need to tell me what that is, because, what's the missing thing, the missing link? And it's got to be, the other thing is, it needs to be really something I can make with the stuff that I have. So if it required me to go out and buy a laser printer, that's not going to happen, because I don't have money coming out of my ears. Or if it needed, needed to go and buy lace or something like that. I don't have lace, so that's not going to happen. So there we go. So there's a few things, and it'll be not necessarily the most popular, because that could be like wanting me to go skydiving, or shut up. But you want an hour of me being silent, maybe, or just not have a 500th video and just end at 499. So yeah, whatever is either the most popular, the least dangerous, or the most plausible. There's going to be a couple of factors into there, and also do I want to do it? More to the point is, that's one of the other factors. Right, so now I've put that in there, and just it's a little bit, hangs a little bit over, and I'd rather it be a little bit short than a little bit long. So I'm just going to put this back on here and just trim a slither off, if I can get a slither to slither it off. That's very much a slither, Dave. Maybe more of a slither. Maybe go to about there. Just take that off. Hopefully it's not particularly straight. I was hoping it was going to be straighter than that, but never mind. Let's see whether that looks terribly wonk on the wonk. Doesn't look terribly on the wonk, does it? I know it's giving me a horrible edge. That's because these blades are terrible. Yes. Yes. I hope they're listening to me. I mean, Fiskars. Just smooth that edge off with a bit of a emery board. Try not to make too much floof, because I don't know where my mask is from last time I needed a mask. I bought myself a mask last time I was doing stuff because it was making me cough, so I don't know where it is. So see, it's making me cough. It wasn't the cough that carried him off, it was the coughing that carried him off in. So I've said that before a million times, Dave. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to cover it. So this is going to be the inside. I like this colour on the inside. Okay, we're going to cover it now. Shall we cover it now? Meow. Yes, I don't know why I'm meowing. There's a very annoying advert in the UK for Whiskers, which Whiskers is a brand of cat food in the UK. I don't know whether it is anywhere else, but brand of cat food here, and they sing in meowing, meow, 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 meow. So anyway, so there's this piece of paper which is enormous. So like you just like put it into camera. So this is like one end, and then we're going to go this way and this way and this way. And then I come to my window, so I can't go much further unless I do that. So it's quite a long piece of paper. It's an A1, I think, size, and it's long this way as well. So, and I'm going to cut it for this, but I need it to cut this way because it's got grain on it. I need that grain to be in the same direction as the paper. Otherwise, it will trying to bend this across its grain will be really difficult. So, I need to know how big I need that. So I'm just going to cut a bit off first and then we'll go from there. So this is a piece of paper that came from scrap, that wonderful place that we go to, that wonderful place that drains all of our money. So I'm going to cut that there. This might have been something I'd have been better doing off camera, but hey, right, where we go. Bit easier to handle now. So I'm going to use the straightest edges to be the bit that I put up to. So I'm not going to fold it in like I did last time I covered something. I'm going to just have it on the outside, and I'm just going to stick it down all the way. So now, how am I going to do this? So what's the best way to stick this down, Dave? What is the best way to stick this down? Probably tape. Probably some kind of double-sided tape. Or I could use my Xyron, but I don't want to waste all the roll of Xyron on this because I'm running out of Xyron and I can't get me Xyron anymore. Oh, I've got a big Xyron thing. Hang on a minute. I'll be back in a minute. So, I'm not sure whether I edited the using the Xyron thing in or not. Hopefully I will have done. But I've just used the giant Xyron because I've had it for a long time. Got it off eBay. Somebody was selling it. I knew what it was. She didn't know what it was. I explained to her what it was. She still wanted to sell it to me. Okay, so there we go. So that's that. So now let's peel this off. Hopefully we'll be able to stick that. Now I was thinking about squaring it up to the edge, but actually I think I need it to be bigger because I just need it to, I can cut off any surplus. Otherwise it's going to be really hard, especially with permanent adhesive like this, to get it square on the corner and still be square at the other end. So I'll do what I can. I think we're going to go with a slight change of plan. It's a very big piece of non-stick paper, so wax paper, whatever it's called. So now I just need to decide which way is up. The only way is up. That's why the only way is Essex apparently as well. And I'm just going to have to go for it. So I don't know whether is it easier to put this down and put this onto it. Maybe that's the easier way. Yes, and then I can just put it down wherever then. I want it to be flat. Oh, for goodness sake. So, I want it to be flat. We kind of want to get the grain to be quite fairly straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. Which bit did I cut? Which end did I cut? That's the end I cut. Let's go for Just going to gently place it. Oh no, you see that's where it's all gone wrong already. And I'll just cut off the excess, so I'm going to do that. Oh, brilliant. That's great. That's perfect. That's just what I wanted. I think it's just this fabric just has that very 60s vibe to it. 60s officey vibe to it. You know, you might agree to disagree, so I don't know. But I'm telling you what I think. So it's my project, I'll tell you what I think. It's my party, I'll cry if I want to. So, let's get this on this very edge. Can't do it that way, so let's do it this way. What I'm going to butt this. Oh, but yeah, like that. Butt that up to there, and then cut on that edge between the two pieces, between the ruler and the piece. Sorry, like that. There we go. Cool, perfect. So turning it round. Noticing that he hasn't put his pin back in the other glue whilst I think it's too late then, but no, it's not. Put that in there. Oh, that went all the way in. That means that it's not bunged up. So, then we do this bit the same, making sure that it butts up against the ruler. I don't like move and it go across the work. And I'll just cut this out and then I'll come back to you. So it's going to be a bit of editing in this video, I'm afraid. So okay, cool. So there we go. So that's it. So that kind of worked out better than I thought it was going to actually. So we might have to reintroduce those folds onto things. It might just pull away. That's the only other thing I forgot about. Didn't leave any leeway before I did the folding. Oh well. What I'm saying is when you curve it round, it might just pull away from the edge, so you get a... It looks like the paper's too short, but it isn't. It's just because it's curving round the outside, so there's more surface area around the outside than there is on the inside. So, but you know, so far it looks all right. I think there might be a little bit of give in this paper as well because it's got the integral folds to it. It is on the ruler. So that's that. So that's the... Which piece is the join? I can't tell now. Oh, it's there. That's how good it is. You can't tell which is the bit, which is the join. So there we go. That's kind of our presentation foldery type thing. And we're going to have some rows of things in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not that, Dave, that's the wrong piece. So this is slightly thicker cardboard, so very similar sort of craft paper, but it's a bit thicker than the original bit that we used. And what I want is to have some things that sit down here. So I was going to have them so that there was just a circle cut out and you could see the paper. But when I was at Scrap yesterday, there was some sample books and they had a window either side of a pocket, so you could feel it wasn't paper actually, it was I think it was fabric, and you could feel it, and that's what I liked the idea of, and that's where I'm kind of, and it looked nothing like this, it's just made me think, oh, that's what I could do. So that's what I'm doing, he says. So I was thinking about, I don't know whether to have it so that they flip up and you could get into the strip and you can feel each window, or they flip out. I guess you could do a mixture of the two, couldn't you? You could have some that flip out on the sides and some that flip up in the middle. Yeah, maybe that's what we do then. We'll do that. That's a mixture of the two. So we could, so I need to know how big my hole is. That sounds bad. So I think I measured that. So this is the one I wanted to use, which is the hole that's in that piece of paper that I've just threw away. It's in a piece of paper. Oh, it's here. It's this size, and I thought that would be perfect sample sort of size, so you can get in there and feel it. That's what I mean, is I want it to be able to either flip up so you can feel it like that, or flip up like that, whereas if it was just one dimensional, you're only feeling it with your finger. And I just like that kind of more authenticity to it, I think, and I'd never thought of it before. So and I think I measured that at 6 centimeters. If you go from one side of the hole to the other side with a similar sort of gap, it's not quite though, is it? So how big is the hole? Oh, that's why, because it's, is that a, oh, it's a, so the hole is 1.5 inches, but the reach is neither of the two measurements. So I'm going to go for 6 centimeters, and then I can always cut a little bit off. Although if we're having it as a flip, I might want it bigger. Do I want to use, should I use as the hinge? So should I use, if I use cardboard, it's going to be a very clunky hinge. I'd like to use some kind of paper maybe. I think I'm going to use a paper hinge. So anyway, so I'm going to cut it at 6 centimeters wide, these pieces of paper, which of course that's so easy to do when you've got a machine that works in inches, isn't it? Why have I made this really hard for myself? Is there a way to make this easier for myself? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this scoreboard. It doesn't really matter which side I do, because I'm cutting something, I'm cutting the bit off, the line off that I do. So I'm going to do this. I think this is going to be easier. Well, we'll see from this piece of paper anyway. So if I go 6 centimeters, so 6 on that is 12, and on that is 18, and on that is 24, and on that is not that figure, that's just a little bit too shy of 30. So we're going to get those lines out. Let's cut those out and see what happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. The world didn't end, nothing happened. So I'm going to cut them off. Now, it's hard to do on there, isn't it? Let's take this out of the way. Let's move that for now. Move that for now, somewhere where it hopefully won't slide off and fall into camera. So if I go up to there, I'll cut that off. So I'm using the ridge when I butt my ruler up. I'm butting it up against the side, the edge of the ridge, and I'm going to do that on all of them. Do one side first, and then do the other sides. Remember, is that? I can't remember which one is that. No, that's the salvage. That goes up to there. Cut that bit off. And then up to there. Cut that one off. Okay, so that's the one that's too short, isn't it? Do you know what? It's not. It's not that short. I don't know. I'll have to come back to it and see whether it's short after I've finished. It's making me panic now, thinking maybe I didn't cut it to 6 centimeters. And then I'm going to cut this off. So this is, I'm cutting the actual score line off. Just again butting that up to that score line and then cutting that off. That's 2. They're the same size. That's good. Cut that one off. See if that makes it the same size, or it's this is the end. I thought was the one that wasn't quite 30. I couldn't get a 30 line on. I mean, maybe it is. Oh, I don't know. Is that the same width? Oh, it's a fraction. Oh, I don't think you're going to notice that. Fraction smaller. Up to there. Get your fingers out of the way, Dave. Don't cut them off. Maybe that's what you want for the 500th video, watching me cut bits of me off. And that one doesn't have one because that was the first. Okay, so if they are all the pieces, if I have them in here, so got to pretend they have a hole in it at the moment. So they're going to be in here and they're going to flip open like this, so you can feel inside. Okay, so I've done those. I've got 12 now, and I think I've decided what I'm going to do for the. While I was doing that, I think I've decided what I'm going to do for the hinge. I'm going to use some of this. So this fabric-y stuff that I've got, it's perfect. It'll make it a nice, soft, easy, flippable hinge. I am slightly concerned that it when you flip it over, they'll all kind of gape open, but I don't know. I might find a way to resolve that. We'll see. So what I thought then now is I need to know how far apart, how many holes I can get in a piece of card. So I've got, maybe I should cut another one of those. Let's do another one. Off me. Sorry, so I've cut another one because this is my test strip. So I'm so sorry if I keep coughing. It's very annoying. It's annoying me as well. So I thought maybe what do we do? Do we do one in the middle and then see what we get either side, or do we just go? Well, these have got to be cut down anyway. That's the other thing, is they're too long for the project. I want them to be a bit shorter, so they're going to have to go to about there, whatever that is, that nail mark. Those good old fashioned marks that we use, nails. So that is it's not 29, is it? No, let's go 28 and a half. If I go 28 and a half, is that going to look ridiculous? No, it isn't. It's fine. But it's not. It could do with it being an inch measurement, so I can do it on there. Let's see if we can get something else that's more of an inch measurement. Let's go for 11. We'll go for 11 inches. No, that's not a pen, Dave. There is a pen, oh it's there. Of course it's there. It would never be here. So we'll cut that there. Let's just get this out. I just want to see if this looks ridiculous. In the project. No, that's fine. That's perfect. It's going to sit like that. Yeah, that's fine. That's marvellous. So that just needs to go out of the way for a minute. So now we need to decide how many of these we're going to get in here. So if I don't know whether I commit. Do I commit? I should be committed, I know that. Let's find the middle. This is turning into an epic project, isn't it? So we know it's 11. So half of 11 is 5.5. There we go. I can then use this as my template if I get this right. So that's the middle. So that's the middle. We want that in there. We want that to be in the middle. And I think the larger this bit of the EK success, the longer pot stick of the K is the middle, I believe. If I do that. So that's the middle of there. So what else am I going to get? So let's try with my circle. So if I put one there and one there, so I should get another. So I should get 5 holes, shouldn't I? But how should I do that to make sure I get 5 equally spaced holes, Dave? Would be a good idea. So we want to have, let's put that on there. So we know this is inches, so let's do it in inches. So if I did that one there, which is 2.5 from the middle of that one, and I go 2.5 from the middle of that, that's too far over. So we need it to be 2. So we go 2, and then 2 from the middle of this one is there. Yeah, so every 2 inches, except for the first, I think that's 5.5, that's 4.5, that's 3.5. So 1 there, and then 3.5. 1, 2, and 1 there. And do that way. So that's 5.5 plus 2 is 7.5. And plus 2 is 9.5. Again, we'll do that round the other side. That's 1.5, 3.5, 7.5, and 9.5. Alright, cool. Okay, so let's join those lines and try and get that sorted. So remember, this is not my finished thing, this is my prototype. do that on there, the middle. And then one there. One there. One there. That's all right. So that's how they're going to be. So I've just thought I'm going to need 2 of them, aren't I, for each one? Okay, so I'm going to do all of these and then come back to you. So I'm back, but I've got to change plan because I've just realised in order to have 12 of these, I'd need to have 24 because back and front, and I pinched my skin severely in there, and I don't want to do another 12. Please don't make me. So I'm changing plans because of industrial injuries, etc. So I'm going to have, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to overlap them this time. I think I'm going to have maybe 3 along here. Maybe 3 there, and I might have 2 there and something else down the middle, and maybe 3 here. So that's still how many what? How many what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still 8, and I don't have enough for that. So I'm changing my plans even more. So if I do 3, 6, that's 12 backed. Maybe do something else down the middle. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Or oh, anyway, let's just back these to each other and then we'll sort that out in a minute. So this is going to be this is supposed to be a nice little quick video. It's going to turn into an epic thing, so I'm going to try and keep it under an hour with some editing, so you might not hear or see all of this. So anyway, that's, you've been told, so you've been warned. So what I'm going to do is, so I think what we'll do is, we'll stick in what we want, and then we'll line the 2 bits up, and then that's the 2 sides of it. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get some paper now and fill the holes. So I could do with if I use this, is this going to be too big? I'm a bit scared of punching things now I've got my skin in it. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll have one of them. I'm just going to, a suggestion of samples. Oh. It's stuck in the flaming mechanism now, isn't it? So one of the things you have to remember, I don't mind that being chewed because I don't need it that big anyway, is that this is chews everything unless you kind of layer a few things up. So I completely forget about that every time I try and use a punch. It still chews things up, even with... Something tells me that the gods do not favour my work today. No, I think my things need sharpening. I'll get some tin cans and sharpen it up through that. So I've got some samples of paper. So that's really what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to put them in there, and then we're gonna glue them together. So I think this might be you know, a long video. So, like I say, I might either cut it down or I'll turn it into 2. I don't know. So I'm just going to put some glue around these things, these windows, and stick some paper in. So I got really upset with the punch from hurting me. So thought I'd go for some kind of all same sort of colour paper down this one, even if they're not exactly the same thing, so that you can see the differences in each. I don't mind it having a white bit down one side if you can see that bit. It's fine. What else have we got here? Maybe a piece of that. Very bottom. Okay, then we're going to stick these bits together. So that you can see the sample. So I hope this makes sense now. If you know what, hopefully you understand what I mean by a sample thing now. A bit like a specimen slide for office supplies. And then we're going to just kind of glue around. It doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, it's not going to get used. So we're going to stick that to that. And it doesn't matter if the windows don't line up, because really you're not going to see it unless you hold it up to the light. There we go, that's one lot. And we'll do another lot. I quite like it. So we'll go for some more orangey coloured things here. Okay, so I'm back. I've made all these sample cards now, so we've got 6 of those. So now we just need to know how we're going to put them in the thing. So I was going to have the middle ones so that they went flipped up like this, but actually I think maybe just folding out is fine. What I thought was I could have 3 on this, 3 on this, and then I could have an introduction on this. Or you know, a pocket or something like that with some actual paper samples in, and that's the way that I think I'm going to go. So let's now make some hinges for it. So what I'll do is I'll make a hinge with you, and then we will I'll make one without you. So we'll make the rest without you, I mean. So of course I had to have one of this as well, so I did have a pair of scissors. Oh, there they are. Tim Holtzy ones. Let's use them, Dave. So I'm going to use this on it. So I thought if I kind of cut it down to where I approximately need it, I don't need it to go all the way down, but you know, that's fine. Try and kind of cut it a little straighter. And then cut this down as well, or even tear it down, I don't mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know whether that's going to be, that's too narrow, Dave. Dave, you're just being an idiot now, so. So let's cut it down, so let's do and then just kind of stick that on there. I'd like to make it a bit straighter, I guess. I think that might be a nice idea, Dave. Give it that a go. See what doing something a bit straighter looks like, Dave. Give that a go for a change. What I'll do is I'll use this to get that squarer. And use that. Yeah, much better. Yes, I'm going to be happier with that. So that is 1 inch wide. So we'll do that again. So we'll do roughly the same length. And we'll go for 1 inch wide again. Again. Let's get rid of my rubbish. I think this should be the last piece that I need now. So don't need them to be the same length, I'm not worried about that. Just the width is the thing that will trouble me. Now I know this is upside down, but I can see the lines on it better this way than I can on here, otherwise I get all the reflection on it. That's the reason why I use it that way up. So, just in case you're thinking I was an idiot. Well, you probably still think that, but there you go. We're still making this, so anything's possible. Your thoughts on me are completely like, what? Yeah, they're just completely. Could have made that straight, but I didn't. So, so I'm thinking if I just put that down there, maybe I should have encased it. I should have done, I guess, but I didn't. So, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to go and have something to eat, and I'm going to come back and finish it. So you won't notice any difference. I'm just going to go and do stuff. So.